a Python developer from. I'll be taking what is web scraping? Now, web scraping or data scraping is a technique used to collect content and data from the website. It can also be called web harvesting or web data extraction. Now, web scraping actually is just collecting of data or information from the website that you want. Now, most of this data we collect from, or most of this data we scrape are unstructured data in an HTML format, which is then converted into structured data in a spreadsheet or database so that it can be used in various applications. Now, there are different ways to perform web scraping. You can perform web scraping by using online services, particularly APIs, which are known as application programming interface, or even creating your own code for web scraping from scratch. Now, many large websites like Google, Twitter, Facebook, Stack Overflow, they also have APIs that allow you to access their data in a structured format. So web scraping requires two parts, namely the crawler and the scraper. The crawler is an artificial intelligence algorithm that browses the web to search the particular data required by following the links across the internet. And the scraper, on the other hand, is a specific tool created to extract data from the website. So this is what I was saying. This is websites which are in an unstructured data. Then using your web scraping, writing codes or using the APIs, after writing them, you now convert them to structured data, either in a CSV file, XQL, XML, or XLS. The uses of web scraping. Web scraping can be used it can be used across multiple platforms in various industries. And the following are the things web scraping are used for. One is web scraping is used for monitoring the prices in companies. For instance, Jumia now, let's say there's a clothes trending or there's a fashion style trending. Then so Jumia gets this web scraping to actually get that trend, to track the prices of that clothes. So if, for instance, Jumia is selling a clothes for like 3,000, and maybe the price is because for now dollar increases, the value of naira to increases. So the price monitoring, what web scraping does is that when as the price of a good or a product increases, automatically the web scraping will tell you that, oh, this product has increased. So that's what web scraping is used for, monitoring or tracking the records of prices. Now, web scraping can also be used for market researches. Now, high quality web scraped data obtained in large volumes can be very helpful for companies in analyzing consumer trends and understand which direction the company should move in the future. For instance, if there's a product that is trending in the industry, or so what web scraping does is that it tells a company that, oh, this is the product that is in trend. Get this product into your company and start selling them. So web scraping is also used for market researches. Web scraping is also used for news monitoring. Web scraping, the news site can provide detailed reports on the current news to a company. This is even more essential for companies that are frequently in the news or that depend on daily news for its day-to-day functioning. After all, news reports can make or break a company in a single day. For instance, BBC News, they usually send trending news. So what web scraping does is that it helps BBC, like as a company, to get latest information or trends and tell them that, oh, this is the news that is trending. Put them on your website, and so it automatically helps news industries or companies to get the news that are trending. Now, web scraping is also used for email marketing. Companies can also use web scraping for email marketing. They can collect the email IDs from various sites using web scraping and then send bulk promotional and marketing emails to all the people owning these email IDs. Web scraping is also good in email marketing. So how to scrape a website? The following are ways on how to scrape a website. So the first is get the URL link of the website you want to scrape. Then you inspect the page. Then you identify the data you want to. You write the necessary code. You execute it and you store the data. So this is what I'm saying, getting the URL or the link. For instance, one scrape www.google.com. The link is at the top corner here. So this www.google.com is a link. So I've gotten the link for the site I want to scrape. Then after getting it, you inspect. You right click on the page, then you see inspect. Then after inspecting the page, you then identify the data you want to extract. For instance, we want to identify the data of this, and want to identify the price of this shoe. We want to know what is the price of this shoe. Now, the price of this shoe is in a H3 tag, which has, it's in a div tag, which has a class PRC. So identifying the data you must know where the data you want to scrape is. You must know where it is. That is the meaning of identifying the data you want to extract. Then you write the necessary code, you execute the code, then you store them in the data, either in a CSV file, which is called the comma separated value, or XML file, which is expandable markup language, or a JSON file, which is JavaScript object notation. So tools used for web scraping, there are various tools used for web scraping, but these are the most popular web scraping tools, which are specifically used for developers. One is Scrapy, then we have Scrape Hero Cloud, then we have Data Scraper, then we have Scraper, then we have PassHub, Import.io, we have Dex.io. These are the most popular web scraping tools you can use. So now, how does Scrapy work? So I want to teach you, tell you how Scrapy works. Now, from this chart, you look at it that this is how Scrapy works. Now, Scrapy from the spider that you see on your screen is an element which contains the main script for scraping. It's also a place where you write the code you want to use for scraping. Then the data collected from the websites are stored. Now, the spider sends a request to the engine, which sends a request to the scheduler. Now, the scheduler is the function of the scheduler now is to track the request, which one comes first, based on priority. It tracks the request of it tracks the request, which one comes first. Then the scheduler now sends a request to the engine based on priority. Now, based on the information gotten from the engine, the scheduler arranges the information based on priority, which one comes first, which one should go next, and which one should come last. So that's what the scheduler does. It arranges the information based on priority. Then the engine now sends a request to the downloader. Now, what the downloader does is to download the information given to it and generates a response and sends it to the spider. And it sends it to the spider. So what does the spider do now? The spider now, no, it sends the request. The engine sends the request to the downloader. Then the
I think his network went off.
Okay, sorry, my network went off. So I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can. Your screen is no longer sharing.
Okay, I'm coming. I can see my screen now.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I said the scheduler now sends a request to the engine based on priority. Then the engine now sends a request to the downloader. So the function of the downloader is to download the information gotten from the engine and generate a response and sends it back to the engine. Now, the engine receives the response from the downloader and then sends it to the spider for processing. So the spider processes this response and sends script and new requests to the engine. Then the engine sends processed items to item pipelines, which then sends processed requests to the scheduler, asking for possibly next request. So this process continues until there is no more request from the scheduler. So sorry, common libraries used for web scraping. They are the world of internet scraping is vast, and so there are some common libraries we use or tools that are commonly used by all. So the first one is Beautiful Soup. Beautiful Soup is a popular Python package that extracts information from HTML and XML documents. It then creates fast trees, which are useful for shifting through large amounts of data. And it is currently available for both Python 2.7 and Python 3. Another library which is used in web scraping is Pandas. It's a software library written in Python that specializes in data manipulation and indexing. Main benefit is that it allows users to carry out data analysis all within Python. So there is no need to switch to a language like R. R is a programming language. Selenium is an automation tool built in your web browser. As such, it can enter some, click buttons, and search for bits of information like a bot would. On top of it, you can build repositories which will give you the power to scrape websites. So what else do you need to know about this web scraping? So in one, you need to adhere to robots.txt instructions. This text file called the robots exclusion standard is responsible for giving instructions to intelligent bots. There are provisions located in it which you should consider before scraping a website. Two, you should know what elements you are targeting. If you don't limit yourself to specific elements of target, then you are going to end up with too much data. Also, be sure to understand how HTML tag works. So three, you should consider copyright limitations. Many seem to also ignore these basic terms of service. However, this does not mean you should be negligent when it comes to copyright. In fact, LinkedIn is sued dozens of people for scraping its website because they didn't consider the copyright limitation. Now, four, you should make the extracted clean text more readable. This means that the data gotten from the website you scrape must look understandable and comprehensive. Yeah, some developers write some codes, and for developers, when you write codes, you are not writing codes for yourself. You are writing codes for others to be able to use it. So when you are writing codes, you should make your codes understandable and comprehensive. As I was saying, know what elements you are targeting. For instance, we want to extract this is the heading one. Now, if you don't know where the target is, if you don't know where what the information you want to scrape is, you can't scrape a website. You must know the information you want to get from a website before you can scrape a website. So for instance, want to get this is the heading one. Now, if I don't know where this is the heading one is, I can't scrape the website. But because I know that this is the heading one is in a H1 tag, so I know that this is the heading one is in a H1 tag. So I know where my target is. My target is in a H1 tag. So that is knowing the elements you website, you should know the elements you are targeting. So thank you for listening. Thank you for attending this presentation. I hope I've enlightened you guys on introduction to web scraping and how web scraping works. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for the time management and for the presentation. Really appreciate it. Is there anyone who have question for me? Or do you have question for us?
Okay, question. I have a question. Can I ask the question?
You can check the participants list, so you can direct it to anybody. Let's see if they are attentive. Well, I guess his network is off. Please, the next presenter, Samuel Soaga. Are you ready? Presentation now.
Should I share my screen?
Okay, share your screen. I'll show your video. Okay, we can see your screen now.
Good morning. Please, host, kindly turn off your mic. I think you're beside a fan.
Samuel, we're waiting for you. Okay, Michael, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
You may proceed with your question. You can direct it to anyone in this session.
My question is that apart from the companies that uses web scraping, apart from the one I mentioned, can anyone mention some examples of companies that uses web scraping? Actually, okay. So can anyone attempt the question?
You are not sharing your screen, Michael. You can call anyone. Just check the participant list.
Okay, I should share my screen again.
Yes.
Okay. Frame. Are you there?
Yeah, we can see you.
So Ephraim, can you
Michael,
please
you are no longer.
answer the question? What do you say?
Why are you directing it to?
Ephraim.
Okay, I'll do.
So, good morning, sorry.
Sorry, what?
Okay, I said apart from the companies I mentioned that use this web scraping, can you tell me some companies that use this web scraping?
Okay, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, and other e-commerce websites to gather product information.
Yeah, thank you. Samuel, that is the question I have.
Okay. Is Samuel still? Yeah, Samuel Swagger. Does anyone ask question for him? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Your
No
activeness
question.
matters a lot.
I don't have a question.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? You being on KD session alone is not what I use.
No question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, Olawale.
Can you hear me?
Bring it on.
Is web scraping legal?
You're not audible.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Michael, can you hear him?
You can't hear me. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can, but it's still echoing.
Is web scraping legal? That's my question. Maybe you can.
Michael, you get the question?
Yes.
You are echoing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I got the question.
Give him an answer.
Okay. Web scraping is not actually illegal because companies use web scraping to like get information about.
Hello. Well, I also have a question.
I'm sorry, I want to answer this question. Web scraping is
Okay.
not actually illegal because it's used to provide access to web data, like it offers services to legitimate ways to make some extra caches, like it gives information about the company as a whole. And so it's not actually illegal.
Okay. I have about 2 questions. One, please, who is the scheduler when it comes to web scraping?
Okay, the scheduler is the function of the scheduler actually is to like get the information gotten from the engine. Like the spider sends a request to the engine, then the engine now sends the information gotten from the spider to the scheduler. Now the scheduler now take tracks of the request gotten from the engine. It arranges it in a way that which one comes first based on priority. For instance, maybe you are scraping a website and you have like several codes for scraping that website. When sent to the scheduler now it keeps track of that request, then arranges it based on priority.
Okay. This web scraping of the thing. Is it okay? When I want to, just imagine I want to build a website, probably a search engine. Will I have to adopt an already made web scraping, or I will be the one creating it? How does it work? Is
Okay,
it an already made something?
I want to share. I said it while I was presenting. I said there are two ways you can do this web scraping. There are two ways you can do web scraping. It's either you use an API. There's an online service, there's an API which gives you access to the data of a company. For instance, Google now, it has an API which gives you access to the information in Google, like when you search for something. It's that API that gives you access to search for that thing on Google, search for anything on Google. Now, you can also write code from scratch using the libraries I mentioned, Beautiful Soup, Selenium. You can also write codes from scratch. So either way, you can either use an API or you write your codes from scratch.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, that means I will have to have an API.
Yes.
In order to have web scraping function. Okay.
Yes.
I understand. Any question? Anyone else with question? Samuel Swaga, you will be rescheduled for your presentation. All right. I now bring this session to an end. Thank you, everyone.